So, as I was saying, the type of playing I do is blues based, and there's a certain amount of rhythm, a certain amount of lead, and sort of mixing those things. I find that, especially playing in a trio, you're always thinking of how to keep something solid in there. So there'll be a mixture of different types of rhythms. Like, let's say if we're doing something like a Robert Johnson thing, Come in My Kitchen, it's based a little bit more rhythmically than maybe what Robert Johnson was doing. I'm not a great finger-picking type of guy, so I sort of try to mix different things in when we're playing the song. So it might be, so you're talking about, it's based in A, so you're... Might be something like this. So that would be a phrase of a verse in Come in My Kitchen, and then you base your solos off of that. It's sort of a mixture of leads and rhythms. You keep it going. A good example of that is something like in Crossroads. So you're basing on a 1-4-5 progression, and you're sort of dancing back and forth between a rhythm and a lead. Even some of the songs that I write are based on a riff, but there's a bit of a rhythm being played along with the riff, and you're trying to dance between the two, keeping it rhythmic, keeping something about a rhythm in it and a lead in it as well. Sometimes it might be something on the funkier side, like a... So you're basing it on a riff. You're keeping a certain rhythm about it, and even when you're off on the solos, you're sort of filling in between back and forth. So you're going between chords and lines, and we'll even throw in, I have a tendency lately, every now and then an old riff will come up and it'll re-enter into a song. And I just find riffs popping up out of nowhere. We might be in the middle of a jam. For instance, in that particular song, we're doing a chorus. There's different riffs that pop up. That's, of course, a little bit of Hendrix in there. And then we'll be in the middle of a jam. We do Oh Well by Fleetwood Mac. And somewhere along the lines one day, I just, from years ago listening to The Cream, Eric had used the 1812 Overture. So we're in an open setting, in open E tuning type of thing. And it just, in the middle of a jam, we'll be on... So you're sort of mixing in little melodies or riffs that you might have heard along the lines and mixing it in within the solo sections. And I tend to do more of that in a trio setting. Whereas if there's keyboards or other guitars, you might sort of lay back and find where your part is. It always seems to be this thing to trying to fill the space a little bit, or at least have it grounded somewhere.